Hello and welcome to Socioquatic, a one-stop destination for SSLC Social Science. Do you wish to score well in exams? Then you are at the right place. So without any delay, let's get started.
Hello friends, once again welcome to my YouTube channel Sociocritic. I'm Prashant Kumar. So we are discussing about the post-independent India. So already in one video we discussed about some problems. What are the challenges faced by India after independence? So in that, further we have to discuss about some other problems, especially integration of princely states. Yeah. So in that, integration of princely states means here when India got independence, there were many petty rulers, 562 princely states. And here when British left India, these 562 states were given option. What were the options? Total 3 options were given to the princely states. In the first one, joining India, they can join India. They are free to join India. Or they can join Pakistan. Or they can remain independent. How dangerous it is, let's observe. They can join India, they can join Pakistan, they can remain independent. So India becomes peace. So here, India, they offered instrument of accession to join India. They have to come and sign to join India. And those who join India, for them, so suddenly their kingship will go. It's not so easy to become a king, to become a common man. To go up, it is very easy. To come down, very difficult. So it is the duty of the leaders, the government of India, to maintain the dignity of those rulers. So, up to 1971, special status and royalty to the ruling kings were provided. Privy purse, the compensations were given. In Karnataka, just observe, the Wadir, Chamarajendra Wadir, he has to give his kingdom and he signed to the instrument of accession. And to maintain his dignity, he was made as the governor of Karnataka. Actually, all the governors are from other state. In Karnataka, Jayachamrajendra Wadir was the governor of Karnataka, belongs to Karnataka. Okay. And integration was made under leadership of the Iron Man of India, Vallabhbhai Patel, a great person. And I already told about that. And here, some states, they are not ready to join Indian Union. They were, as I told earlier, Junagadh, Jammu and Kashmir and Hyderabad. So about that, how Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel became successful in joining them to India, let us see. So that one, Junagadh first. Nawab of Junagadh, he had signed to join Pakistan. His decision. He was free to take the decision. But the people of Junagadh wanted to join India. Because 80% Hindus were there, they wanted to join India. So these people, the citizens, they revolted against the king. King fled away from the kingdom and he went to Pakistan. And the Diwan of Junagadh, he requested Indian government to send military to Junagadh to maintain law and order. Full of confusion there, full of revolt, etc. So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel sent the military and with the consent, because of the demand of the people of Junagadh, he joined Junagadh to Indian Federation in 1949. So in this way, Junagadh was merged with the Indian Union. Next, Hyderabad, biggest princely states. Among all the 562, biggest princely state, Hyderabad. So Nizam of Hyderabad wanted to remain independent. Just imagine, in between India, one state wanted to remain independent. Right side, left side, Pakistan, in the middle, Hyderabad, just imagine. Under leadership of communists, the farmers revolted against the Nizam and Zamindars. They also supported, Zamindars supported the Hyderabad Nizam. And Nizam tried to suppress the people through his cruel army called Razaks or Razakars. Razakars were very cruel army. Those who revolt, those who worked for the freedom or to join Indian Union were killed by them, burnt alive. And with the help of Razakars, they were trying to suppress. Here many movements started, border movements started along the border in 100 places with the help of other states, with the help of India. So they declared independence. They wanted to celebrate Independence Day. And they tried to hoist the tricolor flag. They were arrested. Many were killed. And finally, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel called the Hyderabad Nizam for meeting. In the meeting, so they didn't come to a conclusion. And Nizam didn't agree to join Indian Union, and whatever the proposal kept by Indian government was failed. And next, immediately, this Nizam tried to get weapons from Pakistan. He tried to import weapons from Pakistan. Immediately, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Indian government alarmed and declared police action on Hyderabad. Full Indian army surrounded Hyderabad and sent a message to Hyderabad Nizam, you have to surrender or we will enter. So Indian government sent his army to fight Hyderabad. And finally, he surrendered and he went away, and Hyderabad merged into India in 1948. See, there is the greatness of Vallabhbhai Patel. Otherwise, Hyderabad would have become separate country in between India. Yeah. So next, Jammu and Kashmir. The king of Jammu and Kashmir, Hari Singh, he decided to remain independent. But Pakistan instigated the tribal Muslims to invade Kashmir. In a tribal area, Muslims were living there, and Pakistan instigated them to attack on Kashmir. Give trouble. Let us occupy that. Actually, Kashmir, heaven on earth. So that was they wanted to occupy. Immediately, when they started to attack, Hari Singh realized the severity of the problem, and immediately Hari Singh agreed to join Indian Union in 1947 October. An Indian army drove the invading tribal soldiers out of the valley. But this case was reported to UNO by then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and when we gave that one to the court, international court, so we also can't go forward and we can't occupy that place which was occupied by Pakistan in Kashmir, remained with Pakistan only, and it is called as Pakistan Occupied Kashmir, POK. Now that place became the terrorist training centers, Pakistan sponsored terrorist training center. That created a big problem. Still, that problem not solved. So there is Jammu and Kashmir. Next, Pondicherry. Actually, the places which were under the British rule came, but Pondicherry, which was under the control of French, Pondicherry, Karaikal, Mahe, Chandranagar were under the control of French. Political parties like Congress, Communists and others wanted them to become the part of India. They forced them, and finally in 1954 these parts got integrated. Pondicherry became the Union Territory of India in 1963. So this way Pondicherry also came. Pondicherry, Karaikal, Mahe and Chandranagar came to India and integrated with India. Goa, liberation of Goa. Actually 1510, with the help of Krishna Devaraya, Portuguese occupied Goa from the Bijapur Sultan. From there, which was under the control of Portuguese only. Yeah. And after independence from the British, Goa also a part of India. We wanted to get that. They're Portuguese. When the freedom movement started there, Portuguese brought more army from Africa and Europe. And satyagrahis from all over India entered Goa. They supported Indian satyagrahis. They supported the Goa liberation movement. And Indian military entered Goa and took over the administration. There in Portuguese, they converted many people into Christianity. Those who are not ready to convert, their family members were burnt alive in front of their family head. So for this fear, many people from Goa, they fled away. They came to southern part, to Karnataka, up to Kasaragod they went. Yeah. And the Indian military entered Goa and took over administration. Goa remained a union territory till 1987. So in 1961, Goa was liberated, and up to 1987 it was union territory, and after 1987 it became a state, smallest state in India. So this is Goan liberation. Then reorganization of states based on language is another one. So it's the challenge, another challenge, because in the beginning itself there was a demand for formation of state on the basis of language. Different languages are. Whatever we have now, that one was a demand. Yeah. And it started in Andhra Pradesh by demanding Vishal Andhra. Potti Sriramulu, he started fasting unto death. Many people, they will do fasting unto death because of by shifting. They will not do the fasting. Morning to noon, one group will sit, and afternoon another group, like that they will do it. But this person promptly he did, and after 54 days of hunger strike, he died. His demand was Vishalandra, Andhra Pradesh. After his death, Andhra Pradesh was formed in 1953. The sacrifice became successful, but he died. So first state, Andhra Pradesh, was formed. Then reorganization of state commission was formed in 1953, and that committee headed by Fazal Ali. It's called as a Fazal Ali committee. In that Fazal Ali, Mr. Fazal Ali, K.M. Panikkar and H.N. Kunjru became its members, and they made a survey and gave a report. Based on the report of this commission, State Reorganization Act was brought into effect. According to that State Reorganization Act, 14 states and 6 union territories were formed. Yeah, in 1956. And in that Karnataka also, Mysore. Yeah. On 14th October 1947, Mysore state came into existence because the Wadayar, he signed the instrument of accession. Mysore state came. But the unity that all Kannada speaking areas were not joined together. So as a result, all Karnataka Rajya Nirmana Parishad was formed. Yeah, Akhanda Karnataka Rajya Nirmana Parishad. And this worked for the unity of Karnataka, formation of Karnataka. There it started some songs, Udayavagali Namma Cheluva Kannada. So in 1956, with the formation of all other 14 states, Mysore state also, Vishala Mysore state came into existence in 1956. But after that, on 1st November 1973, this Vishala Mysore state was named as Karnataka. Till that it was Vishala Mysore state. Now in India, there are 28 states and 9 union territories. So this is about the formation of states based on language, linguistic basis. So these were the challenges successfully faced by India. Still more challenges are there. We have to face it. In that, our support is also important one. For the development of India, if everyone supported, definitely it is possible. In a classroom, just observe. A teacher, if he is a very, very good teacher, if students not supported, it's not possible to teach properly. Same way in India, citizen, people, if they are not supporting, no government can do anything. We should be strong. Let us become strong. Let us strengthen our India and let us bring India to the topmost position. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Thank you very much.